Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of the OntheLaulau podcast. It's me, your girl, the one and only laura.renaud. So, we're going to start off strong today. If you didn't already know, I got banned on TikTok. Ha ha ha. I'm not trying to talk about it for a while. I'm just going to keep y'all updated if you people listening only listen, whatever. So, I got banned from TikTok. I don't know why. I'm not very surprised. When it happened, I actually wanted to laugh. I was on FaceTime with my boyfriend and I was like, well, this was to be expected. Obviously, with the type of stuff I talk about, you're playing with fire a little bit there, huh? I think for like the first day, I was really fine with it. And then it kind of like snuck up on me and it made me feel some type of way. And I realized that I had a layer of shedding within that like I didn't even know existed without this external circumstance to trigger it. So last Friday, I'm sitting at Starbucks having a coffee and I'm like, I'm going to work on my stuff. And literally my brain is like flatlining because I had such good videos I wanted to post for you guys that were already recorded, lost them. It's like my whole creation process was hindered because I was like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, oh my fucking, like, to be honest, it takes quite some time to build an audience on TikTok, especially with the type of content that I talk about. And I started back in 2021. Like, I'm not trying to go back. Honestly, you have to post 3 times a day. And it's not even about growing. Like, I don't actually give a shit to like grow it. It's more about like getting the message out there. And obviously, when you're a fresh new account, TikTok doesn't push your shit, dog. So it's a lot of work. And I was just like, why do I want to cry right now? So I was like welcoming what was happening. And then one of my friends that I actually met because 2 summers ago, I was waitressing at a restaurant. She came in at like 9, 10 p.m. with her husband. They were super chill. They were so friendly and nice. And we had like a world beer section. And she was like, we want to try them. So just bring whatever you got. And the restaurant that I worked at was a beer restaurant. And I know nothing about beer. I'm not a beer drinker. So I remember it was like very challenging when someone was like, well, I like it to be like this and it tastes like this. And then I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what you should be drinking. So I just remember just being like, wow, they're so open and they're so easygoing. I love it. And they would always walk because my restaurant was like on the main street of my town. So they would always walk. I would always say hi. Super good people. And then she actually found me on Instagram. How? She swears on her life that she didn't like it, just popped up on her feed. So I think that that is super cool. When you're supposed to have certain people in your life, it just happens, okay? So we've been following each other on social media for a while. And then a few months back, I was like, hey, do you want to go on a walk? We went on a walk. Like we went on a walk. We walked the entire town for like 4 hours. Really good conversation. And she basically texted me on Friday when I was welcoming all of these emotions. And she was like, hey, I'm going to a chalet this weekend. This person and this person is going to be there. If you want to come, you're more than welcome. And it's so funny, the thought process that happened trying to decide, like, holy shit, do I want to go? And I don't know if you guys know this, but I do ask God, like, hey, put new friends on my path. It would be so nice to have a circle. It would be so nice, because there's like a refresh button that was established with my friendships. And I'm totally okay with that because I do think I need to be on my own for the things that are happening in my life right now. And I have an amazing support system with my parents, my brother, and my boyfriend. Like those are mainly my people. But anyways, I was just like, oh, well, I've been asking for opportunities to get invited places and stuff. Like, do I do it? Yo, the anxiety that kicks in was absolutely fucking ridiculous. And if you haven't gone to see the Inside Out 2 movie, I highly suggest it if you're an anxious person because I never knew that I was anxious. I thought it was just normal. And I remember when I was working my first job, I was working with this old lady. We were just talking, and I was like, man, it's so fucking hard for me to fall asleep at night because my brain just goes. "Do-do-do-do-do-do." And then she's like, oh, well, that's anxiety. You're an anxious person. And I was like, what the fuck? And then when I told my mom that, she was like, you should never label your child as something, because the second that you give a label to your child, they're going to build their whole identity around it. So if my mother growing up had always told me, oh, well, Laura, you're an anxious person, you're an anxious person, she would have reinforced my self image as an anxious person. And I always thought, like, hey, this is just what it is. Now I understand, maybe to like better understand yourself and like develop your self awareness, it's important to be like, hey, maybe you do have anxiety, but I don't like the labels. Like, I don't need to identify myself as an anxious person. And I do not. So, if you haven't seen that movie and you're trying to understand what the fuck anxiety does in your brain, it's really interesting because now when it happens in my life, I just think of the movie and I'm like, oh shit, this is anxiety trying to control my life. Oh my God, let it go. So I had to go through like a whole conversation with my big brother. He was like breaking it down for me. He was like, why do you feel this way? Why wouldn't you want to go? Why are you limiting yourself? And all of these things. So, all in all, I ended up going. It was a fun time. I was just like super in flow, like open, like just, I'm going to go. It was about an hour and a half from my house, deep, deep, deep in the woods. And at some point, I was like, where the fuck am I going? There was like no service for the phones and shit. I was like, oh my God. But eventually I made it there safe and sound. And, it was fun. The view was beautiful. But at that time, it was like, I would have wanted to be there by myself. Like, nothing against the people there. It was just like, with everything going on in my brain, I would have loved to just be able to sit outside, stare at the water, and just like be with myself, but it's okay. We'll find another opportunity to do so. But it's so crazy how when you ask for certain things in your life, when they show up, you're like, oh, fuck no, because you're so used to like not doing that. So I'm so used to being in my shell, in my bubble, in my things. Like I'm not really a social butterfly if I'm being honest, and I don't even know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a loner. And like I'm not trying to identify myself to that, but I genuinely enjoy my company and I feel like I've gotten really good at just being with myself. So I know a lot of people my age, like they need their circle, they need their friends constantly around them, and that is just not the way my life has gone. And I think that's great. Like I'm not shitting on it, but then when it's like, "Oh, well, you're asking for new friendships, here you go." And then I'm like, I'm good." So it's just very interesting how even the things that we ask for, sometimes are you even going to receive them? Like you're praying for all of these things, you're asking God, source, whatever for all of these things, and then when it shows up, you run the other fucking way. Anyways, back to the TikTok ban because I know you like want to hear more about it. Just kidding. It's really fucking boring. But, anyways, I appealed the account and it's just an automated message from a robot saying, well, if you want to make sure that your account was banned, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of let it go because I realized that, hey, maybe there was darkness around my TikTok because believe it or not, I do believe that when you give access to so many people to like you on the internet, there's a lot of people obviously who don't want what's best for you, who might send you shitty vibes and stuff like that. So I know it's part of the game, but at the same time, especially with the things I'm talking about, it can be very controversial and I feel like it can trigger a lot of people. So I don't like, okay, 225K was super cool. Did I have a goal to like keep going? Yes. But I realized that I don't need that. And it's funny because when I was shedding the layer, it was a lot of unworthiness coming up because when I started 3 years ago, like all I had was myself. Like I was the one picking myself up, making the videos and doing it for nobody else than myself. And now 3 years later, you have the external validation that what you have done works. People like it. People resonate with you. People enjoy your content. People enjoy what you're speaking of. And then it's like when my ego saw that the external validation was gone, it was like, well, shit, people won't think we're serious. People won't think like what we're saying is valid. But at the end of the day, it's literally all about you because whether you have 5 followers or 500,000 followers, it is truly about the way you view yourself. And I say this to everyone, whatever you do, you cannot do it for an outcome. You can do it because you're excited, hey, there's this opportunity, maybe there's this outcome, but you cannot be attached to anything because if you do something for the money, it probably won't work. It might work and then it won't work anymore. If you do something for a specific outcome, you're doing it from an egoic standpoint. And really anything that you're doing in your life should be for the pure playfulness of it, because you like it, because it's fun, because you're good at it. So I've always done videos because, hey, I'm good at it. And I remember I had a friend at the time. She's the one who like planted the seed that I should start a TikTok. We're no longer friends now, but there's no bad blood. So I'll always be grateful that she was like, hey, I feel like you'd be really good at doing this. And thanks to her, it was kind of the nudge I needed, because I had always judged TikTok as like, ugh, everyone has it, everyone's doing it. It's so tacky. But at the same time, I did not realize that like there were so many people who would resonate with like the things I'm talking about. And I never knew that so many people would need to hear what I had to say. Because let's be real, the times that we're navigating are not easy. And one day you feel fucking heavy. One day you feel great about life. The other one, you don't want to be here anymore. So it's a lot of things that I've learned to navigate. And that can serve other people. But I don't want it to serve for money, for views, for whatever. I'm doing it because if I can genuinely just do what I'm doing right now, and I can bring you insight, clarity, I can reassure you a little bit, make you feel a little bit better in your heart and your being and your experience, then that's really all I can ask for. Because I don't think people do the things that they want to do just because they think it won't have like this grand effect. It doesn't need to be grand when you understand that you're connected to everything. When you're in your authentic self, like this is what I've been talking about a lot lately, but I feel like people are so constipated with their authentic selves. And I'm like, why? Why is it so hard to be yourself? I know you were taught that being yourself is not good enough. I know you were conditioned into a world that makes you feel like you're never adequate, you're insufficient all the time. But it's conditioning. Once you're aware that it's not true, you show up every day knowing that that is not true, no matter how much your physiological mind is trying to convince you that you're a piece of shit. It's not true. No matter how much your mind tries to convince you that there's nothing divine about this experience, it fucking sucks. There's darkness everywhere. It's a gift. It's a gift. Switch the lens. I know that when you uncover a bunch of the conspiracies, you have your spiritual awakening, you're like, oh my God, this world fucking sucks. Like, why am I here? It's a gift. You chose to be in this simulation at this time. And I don't know why, but it's a fucking miracle that you're here. And even if they're suffering, do you know how much beauty there is in it? And that's just all like this. I feel like I've been talking about this a lot in recent episodes, but it's just because like most of the times, the things I talk about in the episodes of my podcast are things that are going on in my brain that I feel like the collective needs to hear. And yeah, I might go in circles a little bit, but maybe y'all need to know that it's fucking safe for you to be yourself now. And I was having a conversation with someone that I love very much. And they were just saying, like, I don't know why it's been so hard for me to do what I really want to do. And like, there's a layer of unworthiness that's trying to peek up, trying to tell me that, like, no, I'm not good enough to do this thing. And I just want to give you an analogy that I feel could really serve you, because me, it really, really like a flip switch went off in my brain when I started looking at things this way. Are you ready to rumble? Okay, sorry. I don't know why I have so much energy. Side note, because we know I do a lot of side notes, I've been drinking 3 green teas on an empty stomach for like 4 days, and I feel fucking amazing. Like, not like, I don't know. I don't know what the effects or the benefits of green tea are. I know it has natural caffeine, which is so amazing because obviously, okay, sorry, I'm going to bring it back because I'm going too far. I'll come back to that. All right. But I just feel great because of the green tea, I guess. We all experience trauma and hurt and shit in our lives, right? That's part of the game. That's part of the physical human experience. As much as we want to tell ourselves we hate it, we need it. We need it to come back to love. We need it to have a better understanding of the human self. All right. You are the infinite consciousness, the unconditional love observing your human character, your human self. So let's say your name is Regina. I don't know why that's Regina. Your name is Regina. You went through this, through this, through this. When you get caught up into the physical illusion of the ego, thinking that you are Regina, what happened to you is Regina's story, it's her identity, it's her trauma. When you get too accustomed to that being who you are, no shit, you get stuck. No shit, you experience suffering. And the way that I truly experienced so much like liberation of like inner stagnant shit that was resting in my energetic body was when I realized I don't need to heal. I don't need to work on shit. I don't need to change anything. Yes, self-awareness is coming to a better understanding of yourself, of your patterns, of who you are, who you've been, and why. But at the end of the day, none of it matters. And I know that can be really hard to understand, especially in like the whole self personal development world. But in reality, when you go and start your quote unquote healing journey, I don't like to say healing because there's nothing to heal because you're entirely whole and complete and perfect as you are in this moment. And there's nothing that you can do to attain more of who you are. It's about removing the layers that are in the way of that because we've been taught that there's always more work to put in. We've been taught that you want more money, it's more hours. You want more freedom, do more. It's do more all the time. It's not about actually doing more. It's about doing less and welcoming more, allowing, observing, being, because that's what we are. We're really good at just being. We've been programmed against our nature to constantly do. No fucking shit. We're exhausted. I'm talking about this all the time because when you understand, just be. Just be. Just watch what comes up when you're being. Oh, well, I can't sit down. I need to fall asleep with the TV. Why do you constantly need noise to distract you from what's going on inside of you that deeply, deeply wants your attention? It doesn't want your attention because it wants to be worked on, it wants to be tweaked on, it just wants to be welcomed because you are the unconditional compassion and love, infinite consciousness behind the human self. You are not the human self, but right now you're so convinced that you're Regina. You're like, I'm Regina. What's my problem? What is Regina's problem? They're not your problems to fix. You're the infinite conscious unconditional love behind Regina. So you just need to love everything Regina has been through. And listen, I'm not shitting on you for this because, like, 4 years ago when I had my awakening and I was reading the books and trying to understand myself better, you are fed the illusion that you need to work on yourself, and there's nothing to work on when you understand that you are every single version of yourself in this very moment. Maybe you haven't embodied them, but I promise you they exist. And once you identify what it looks like, what it feels like, what it is like, it's in your reach. It's not about buying more of the self-help books or like doing more journaling. Those are external tools that can assist the process of embodying more and more who you are, but at the end, they're not, you don't really need them. The only thing you need to do is be able to just observe what's happening and welcome the energy that flows in your body. And I'm currently writing my third ebook. Oh my God, I almost gave you guys the title. Holy shit. But I'm really excited about it because it's like, I feel like I'm unlocking so many new like insights in my brain. And I'm like, holy shit. So I'm really excited for you guys to read this, but it ties in all of this because I feel like there's so many different perspectives of how to navigate this physical experience, and it could get fucking overwhelming because there's people that are going to tell you, well, you have to do it like this, you have to do it like that, you have to do it like that. All in all, you are taking in information. What resonates with you? There is an entire chapter explaining how there's so much information out there and it's overwhelming. The best thing that you can do is ask your being, what do I resonate with? Because the best example I give in the ebook is food. Holy shit. There is so much information coming out about food. Don't eat gluten. Don't eat gluten. Don't eat dairy. Don't eat sugar. Don't eat weed. Don't eat anything. Seriously, just fast for your entire life. Fuck having taste buds. Don't even enjoy your incarnation. Okay? Fuck off. No. I don't believe in that. I do not believe in the fear mongering around food. I believe that whatever information you feel called to, whatever information is brought to you, it is because you are ready to receive it at that time. So I've been researching a lot about food, right? I had my ingredient awakening. It was really hard to navigate because at some point I didn't even know what the fuck to eat anymore. I wasn't even eating. Oh, be alkaline vegan. Alkaline vegan, they don't eat lemons. It's only limes. Alkaline vegan, your meat of choice is mushrooms, but not every mushroom, only these types of mushrooms. Listen, I am fully on board. It's probably fucking great for your body. Alkaline means you're eating foods that do not create acidity in the body. Acidity in the body can create cancer. First of all, what are your beliefs? Okay. If you are terrified every day of getting cancer, those thoughts feed the cancer cells. If you didn't know that, you are extremely fucking powerful. So, whatever you choose to focus and believe on is what you're going to get. I'm not saying that if you think about cancer, you're going to get cancer. That's not how it works. The thing is, everything is healable. Everything can be graced back into health. But when you have all these people on social media being like, if you eat this, you're going to die, you're going to get this illness, you're scaring someone into health, and fear is not healthy. So I've received a lot of insights about food. Okay, alkaline vegan, there's the carnivore, there's the fucking paleo, only fish and shit. I don't know. There's so many. What do you resonate with? Do you resonate with only eating alkaline raw vegan? Maybe you feel this deep inner calling of like, holy shit, like I feel like this would do my body a lot of good. Maybe you're being called to fasting more. Fasting is amazing. And I do believe and I do wish that children were taught that fasting does not mean you're starving yourself. It means your body's repairing itself because it's not focused on fucking digesting food. So, does it resonate with you? Okay. I've been seeing a lot of people on social media doing the carnivore, and that is something that I resonate with a lot more than doing alkaline raw vegan. Would I be opposed to trying it? No. Do I believe that it doesn't work? No. I believe that every type of way you want to eat can serve your body differently. But the thing is, your body's going to tell you. So, are you listening to your being, or do you not trust the signals and the ideas that you're getting? So, all in all, to go back to observing the human self instead of being the human self and being so convinced that that is who you are, this is your story. Listen, we've all had shit happen to us in our lives. And the only way that those things from the past stay alive is when we constantly go back to activate the energy of the past. And it really fucking sucks. But this is what we do on a daily basis with our thoughts. This is why it is so challenging to become aware of your thoughts and no longer think thoughts that are activating the past. So if you wake up and the second you open your eyes, you're starting to think about financial lack, or you're starting to think about stress from your job, your coworkers, whatever you constantly think about in a loop creates your future. So if you don't want to create your future anymore, what? So if you don't want to keep activating and recreating the past, you're going to have to look at it. Because did you know that thinking thoughts from the past is actually you resisting what happened in the past? And you're so fucking scared that you're recreating the past because you want to expect your future. But by expecting your future, you're not creating what you want. If you expect being broke, yeah, you can't create financial freedom. If you're expecting all these things that because I've lived them before. Yeah, back in like it's been 20 years I've been struggling. Dude, why are you activating that over and over again? If you keep telling me, I wish I could have more money, I wish I could have more friends and get invited to places. I had to welcome everything that was coming up in my body. Why? My higher self, me, the expansion me that wants to experience this physical experience with everything, wants the friends and the invites and the opportunities. But my scared past self, human self that has experienced experiences in the past that scared me a bit, tried to prevent me from doing that. So it tried to activate the same fears, the same anxiety, the same, no, maybe not. It's not a good idea. Don't go, don't go. And the problem is when these thoughts present themselves to us, behind thoughts are emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. When you think that an emotion has control over you, it means you are resisting letting the flow of that energy go through your body. When you are not willing to fully feel an emotion, you think that the emotion is bigger than you. So obviously it will be. If you're trying really, really, really fucking hard not to look at it, I promise you it will persist. And then people think they can drink, they can smoke and do whatever to get out of it. It's impossible. It's energy in your body. It's emotions. It's stuff that you've held on to. You can't just get rid of it by not looking at it. That's not how it works. So when I realized that there was nothing for me to heal, change, or work on, and it was about surrendering, it was about flowing, welcoming, allowing, and feeling. We all don't want to feel, right? Sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's heavy. But like 2 days ago, I was training in my garage in my home gym. So grateful for my home gym. Holy shit. The number of times I fucking cried in there because when I work out, I'm getting the energy flowing in my body, right? So what happens when the energy is flowing? It starts to come up like a volcano and there's an eruption and like, oh my God, I have to cry right now. Oh my God. And I just start crying. And I was in the gym and I was like, no, 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 I don't want to cry right now. Oh my God, I have to do my workout. I want to get out of here. I just want to finish it and then go back to distracting myself by scrolling on my phone, watching something on Netflix, whatever. I was like, sit your ass down. I sat down and okay, this is weird. I've done this for a really long time. I love triggering my sadness. So I love playing songs that I know will make me go in my like I want to get the crying out because it's a release. I want it to happen. I need to get it flowing. There's something that's stuck. So I started playing these like uh emotional triggering songs like with lyrics that make me think about life and then I just get sad. And then I started crying. And then that's what started coming up. It was like all I had 3 years ago when I started my TikTok was me. And now 3 years later, my TikTok gets banned. And I have so many beautiful souls supporting me. And I never needed them. But maybe there was a part inside of me that wanted the love. Maybe there's a part inside of me that I accepted that I was on my own, but maybe I didn't want to be. And that's what I needed to shed the acceptance that, yeah, maybe I do want people around. Maybe I do want to be surrounded by beautiful souls all over the world. And it was just a really like pure moment for me. It felt really fucking good. Oh my God, it felt good. So if you want to go just like play sad songs and make yourself cry, please do it. There's like this video on YouTube that I fell on a few years ago when I went through my cut. So I leaned down to the leanest I ever was, and it was kind of bad because I lost my period. So that was like, my body was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I remember my period came back, but I was eating a lot more. And honestly, like I gained the weight back in like 3, 4 months. Like I just ate because that was always my thing. I will make an entire episode dedicated to like weight and food because oh my God, it's so good. There's so much juicy shit as to why you either eat too much, you don't eat enough. Oh my God, it's crazy. Anyways, so I had fallen into this like binge eating thing where I was just like, eat, get it in, come on, eat, eat, eat. And then I was like, why do I want to eat so much? I'm not even fucking hungry. My soul was hungry for so many different things, and it thought that it could only be quenched by eating. And I remember I just went on YouTube and I found this video, and I don't know what the exact title of it is, but it's like an emotional detox. And then it said like, this video will make you cry. I was like, fuck it, let's go. And I just played it and I sat and I closed my eyes and oh my God, the release. Holy shit, it felt so good. I started crying and I started getting visuals. This is when you know that there's some deep shit in there. I started getting visuals of my 5, 6, 7-year-old self. I started feeling her loneliness. I started feeling why she was making me eat right now. And there is honestly no better feeling than connecting with a part of yourself that like you have not been aware of for so fucking long. Experiencing their sadness. And this is where it's good. I am not Laura. I am playing I am playing a human character named Laura. Laura has experienced loneliness. Laura has experienced sadness. And my job is not to tell Laura, here is how to fix your sadness. Me, as the infinite consciousness behind the human self, I just have to hold her hand. Because essentially, that's what I'm here for. Essentially, without the infinite consciousness being projected into your body right now, you wouldn't be alive. You cannot just have an ego. The infinite consciousness cannot exist without the ego in this physical reality, the way that the human avatar is designed. Like, you need an ego basically to survive. That's why our ego is always trying to keep itself alive. The consciousness needs the ego and the ego needs the consciousness because when there's no more consciousness in the body, the ego, the human self transitions. But the consciousness lives on, right? The consciousness needs to observe the ego because the ego really fucking needs the love, the unconditional love that the infinite consciousness is aware of. It's a deep feeling within your soul. It's a knowing, it's an energy. It's like pure divine love. And I've watched videos of people who had near-death experiences, and they're like, it was the warmest, most loving. I didn't want to go back. No fucking shit, you don't want to go back. Do you know how you're experiencing separation from everything that you are in this physical reality? And the biggest thing that you can unlock is realizing you're actually not. You're not separated to any of it. But when you separate yourself and convince yourself that you're Regina and you're Regina's feelings and her trauma, you get stuck. You get stuck because you're looking for an answer, because the ego is always looking for something. The ego, what can I do? What do I want to do? What can I eat? What experience? The ego is always thinking. That is why there's always running commentary in your brain. Your ego is never going to stop thinking. It is your soul, the consciousness, that has the inner knowing. Don't ask me where I get this stuff. I have no idea where all of that just came from. I don't know why my voice does that. I sometimes run out of air. That's weird, eh? But yeah, I have no idea where I get this from. I guess I don't know if I'm channeling or something. I don't know. It's really fucking cool because it's just like I've come to so many understandings about this physical reality. And if I didn't make videos about this with my approach, with my way of understanding it, I would be actually fucking selfish. If you're not willing to share with the world what you understand through your holy shit, through your unique divine lenses, you're doing mankind a disservice by keeping that insight, that information to yourself. Do you know how many people could probably benefit from what you've understood? And it doesn't have to be like, oh my God, the new Messiah. Oh my God, the absolute guru with all the answers. Because if you think I have all the answers, holy shit, you are mistaken. I am learning and playing with this physical field every single day. I know, I'm always learning. I'm always evolving. Like, I'll never reach a point and be like, you should listen to me because I've seen it all. I know it all. No, that's ego. That's ego that, once again, praise me. Ego wants recognition and validation because ego, let's not get into it. We love the ego. But if you're stuck in the ego of Regina, we love Regina. I don't know who Regina is, but we love her, right? She clearly, why am I thinking of Regina? I don't know. Maybe there's a soul whose name is Regina. Anyways, so stop identifying to the human character that you're playing and take a step back and observe them. Observe their emotions. Why are you feeling sad? Let me hold your hand. Why do you want to cry? Oh, mom and dad did that to you, right? You literally have to separate yourself as if you're this parent, you're this caregiver for your human self. And we get so stuck into the illusion, right? Because I get stuck into the illusion thinking that I'm Laura and everything I'm experiencing is my feelings. It's not, it's Laura's feelings. I'm the one observing them with her. How do you feel? How's it going? Okay, you feel this way. Perfect. I got you, hand. I got you. Because in reality, you're never going to have more love than from yourself. Like, I know people think, I just want to fall in love. I just want to be loved for who I am. I've been watching Love is Blind. I know it's kind of a cringe show. I don't know why I'm watching it, but I think it's kind of nice, you know, the whole love thing. And obviously, I love the drama. But it's just, I always hear people saying, like, oh my God, I just want to be loved for who I am and my soul. You are. Why the fuck are you looking for it in someone else? If you look for it in someone else, you're always going to be tied to that person, because without that person, you won't be loved. Are you kidding me? It starts within. It's all you. It's all you, boo. You already got it. You already have it. It's not on the outside. You were trained to think it's on the outside. I love you. It's perfect. But if you're the infinite consciousness observing the human self, you need to remind the human self it's good. You have everything you need. You're the one who can calm your human self. You're the one who can feel the human self sadness and be like, we're feeling this together. I'm not going anywhere. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. Let's just welcome this energy so it doesn't play with our experience anymore. And we just feel some freedom. We feel good. Let's let it go. Let's shed. Let's shed. Let's go. Because I love shedding. Shed it all. Not like a snake, because we're not into those reptilians. No. Anyways, that's what I got. But I do want to talk a little bit about my carnivore thing, because I have been, for the past 3 days, like I said, drinking 3 green teas on an empty stomach. And this might be too many details, but we're all human here. Technically, when we're not observing the human self, we're all human here. I find that for women, it is very hard for them to release through their asshole. Okay. I don't know why so many women are constipated. It pisses me off. I've talked to so many women who are like, I can't. I'm like, what? I don't know if it's because our hormones are different. I know everything is different because when I talk to a dude, they shit 3 times a day. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I know. We eat so much shit that like sometimes the colon is like, I'm not functioning properly. I know. I know we're supposed to shit after every meal. But all of this to say, try hot green tea on an empty stomach. I didn't even know. I think it's a diuretic or some shit. I didn't even know. I didn't know. But essentially, when you wake up, any liquid, oh my God, this sounds so this is not for the dirty minded, but any liquid you drink when you wake up has to be warm because it like just gets it gets the machine running for the day. If you drink cold, your body's going to spend so much energy trying to warm up and just like, so like if you're constipated, don't drink ice water when you wake up. Are you kidding me? Get good at drinking tea or warm water. No, it's disgusting. Ew, I don't care. Get used to it. Anyways, so I've been drinking 3 green teas and I bought free run eggs. And for the first time, they actually taste like free run eggs because I've gotten some and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It tastes like all the other ones. I couldn't even tell the difference. These ones are good. I cook them in so much butter. And I've just realized, you know what? Watch me get lean and toned and sexy, baby, by first of all, embodying my lean self's habits. So, your lean and healthy self, what do they do on a daily basis? They probably walk more. They probably are hydrated. They probably eat a lot of protein. Because the problem is, obviously, going back to the whole doing it for an outcome, if you're eating healthy and working out for the outcome of being lean, you're not going to maintain it. Because once you get there, you're going to go back to what you were doing because you weren't doing it to become the person who is lean. You were doing it to temporarily be lean. It's a psychological thing. Like, why does your body hold on to weight? Why does your body like hold on to fat? So all this to say, like, obviously I did have a cut 3 years ago, counting calories, low calorie options. Then I had my ingredient awakening. Oh my God, everything is full of shit. So how do I lean down psychologically, but also physically? There's things that I can do better for my body to work optimally. More fat, more fat, fat on fat on fat, fat, fat. Okay, I'm done. I've been having 5 eggs. Oh my God, that's too much fat. Yo, I used to like eat so many egg whites. It was disgusting. Because I don't even like egg whites are technically processed. You know the 1 liters that you can get at the grocery store? I would have maybe half of that every single morning with like maybe 1 or 2 eggs. Are you fucking kidding me? Like that doesn't make sense. 5 eggs, 5 whole eggs cooked in butter. I don't know why. I can't find grass-fed butter anymore. I've been buying it for months and now it's nowhere to be found. I don't know what they're trying to do. 5 eggs cooked in butter with fruit. Lately, my choice has been watermelon because watermelon has like 70% water. So it's really good for flushing out them toxins. And now you're going to say, well, are they seedless? Fuck yeah, they're seedless because I don't know where the fuck the seeded watermelons are. And I haven't eaten watermelon for the past like 2-3 years because I was like, oh my God, it's seedless. I'm not going to touch that GMO shit. Have a fucking watermelon instead of having a Snickers bar. Like, I'd rather you have watermelon than just some fake ass Matrix chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, it's seedless. Okay, bless it. It is still feeding your body in some way. Yeah, but there might be, you're more powerful than whatever they've added to that fucking, okay? Baby steps. Don't freak out. Power of belief. Reel yourself back in. And then with my coffee, I bought 3% milk. Again, I cannot find raw fucking milk. I'm in Canada. It's like they don't want us to have raw milk. I would love to find it, but I'm not going to drive 3 hours to go to a farm to find raw milk for 2 days and do it again. You know what I'm saying? Okay, hold on. So I bought 3% milk. So with my coffee, 3% milk. And then dark chocolate, obviously. We let go of the artificial sugar. And here's the thing. It took me a while to get to this point where I'm able to eat these, like just eat these things. Anyways, I just want to share what I've been eating in a day because I feel amazing, which is great. And if you're not at that point where you can eat these things, it's totally okay. But I've been seeing so many people like carnivore is so good. Carnivore healed this, carnivore for my energy, my brain fog, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, like, wow, I feel great. And I really wanted to tell you about it, okay? It's like my show and tell here. I'm no longer like, "Oh my god, no, I can't eat this. It's not organic." No, I'm good. I am infinite consciousness. I will be good. I promise you, I'm going to turn that shit into love. I'm going to turn that shit into divine and perfect health, baby. So, I'm just so impressed at how like I've been doing this. And after this, I'm going to go eat 5 eggs with watermelon. And I'm genuinely excited about that. But if tomorrow morning my family's like, "Oh, we're all going to go for brunch." I'll go. I'll go. It's balance. Anyways, I'm going to end on that note because I could keep going. I'm feeling on fire. And I know you want me to keep going, but shit, I got to save some stuff for next week. I did start a new TikTok account. It's laulau.renaud. Now, there are so many accounts pretending to be me, which is flattering, but not really because they're trying to scam people. So I'm just saying this. I would never message first. I would never ask for money. I would never offer readings. That's bullshit. Please don't fall for that. So Lolo.Renaud on TikTok. I will be posting on there, but if you want more short form content, really just go on Instagram because that's my new place, baby. That's where I'm gonna be. I love you guys so incredibly much. Thank you for tuning into a new episode. I am super proud of myself because I'm gonna check me out. Check me out. I'm gonna be posting these every week. Even if I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna show up. So I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. Let me know what you thought of this episode. If you have things you want me to talk about in the next episode, I will do my best to implement those. And yeah, thanks for being here. I love you so much. Peace. Peace and love, baby.